What happens when a seed meets a river and human patience transforms the earth? At the dawn of settled life, everything changed. In the quiet of daybreak, a family kneels in wet silt as smoke from cooking fires hangs low. The move from foraging to farming created surplus, and with surplus came specialists, rulers, and the first city walls, rising from the fertile soil of Mesopotamia, the Nile Valley, and the Yellow River Basin. To manage this new complexity, humanity learned to remember. Marks on clay and ink on bamboo turned taxes, myths, and harvests into records that could outlive a generation. A city scribe presses a reed into a tablet, fixing a debt in time. With codified law, disputes moved from fists to courts, and archives gave rulers a reach that spanned empires, from the Indus Valley to Persia. In the East, Confucian ethics shaped family, office, and ritual, while under the Qin and Han dynasties, standardized exams and imperial roads forged a state that prized order above all. What else, after all, could connect strangers but a shared story of how to live? But ideas refused to be contained by walls. They traveled south, carried on the winds of change. On the Indian subcontinent, the Buddhist path offered a new understanding of suffering and release. Monks journeyed, rulers carved teachings into stone, and compassion became a policy that shaped both royal courts and bustling markets. Far to the west, in busy ports and on sun-drenched hills, Greek inquiry asked what the world is made of and how we can know. Early monotheism spoke of one source for all law, one great arc of meaning. And in the Roman world, legions, laws, and citizenship carried these debates from the forum to the farthest frontier. As empires spanned continents, merchants began to link horizons. Picture a single caravan on the early Silk Roads. In a high desert where sand stings the skin, a lone bell rings. A merchant tucks precious pepper beside fragile glass, repeating a story learned in a port where ledgers held two languages. A deal is sealed with a guild mark and the worn edge of a coin, its value understood 1,000 miles away. Far to the south, lateen sails caught the monsoon winds, stitching the shores of the Indian Ocean into a vibrant tapestry of trade. We see the echoes of these connections today in our global supply chains and our shared human hunger for what lies beyond the horizon. Dusk falls on a caravanserai where a young scribe warms his hands over mint steam. Saddles creak. The call to prayer drifts over the resting camels. The rise of Islam would soon knit together law and trade from Spain to Indonesia. Mongol roads accelerated the exchange of goods and ideas, but they also carried the Black Death, a plague that broke the old world, remaking labor and power and turning humanity's gaze toward the open sea. What links a caravan's prayer, a plague ship's bell, and a factory whistle? They are the sounds of a world becoming irrevocably entangled. Oceanic voyages bind continents, and the Columbian exchange moves foods and microbes, transforming diets and decimating populations. Enslaved Africans are forced across an ocean to cut cane, while gunpowder empires redraw the map of the world. A new age of reason emerges, as experiments and lenses reveal a universe of order, while printed pamphlets ignite revolutions that leap across the Atlantic. Steam and coal then reorder life itself, driving empires outward and forging the modern nation. The 20th century convulsed in the fire of two world wars, the struggle for decolonization, and a Cold War that divided the planet. Yet through the turmoil, the circle of belonging expanded through the fight for civil rights. Now, globalization digitizes our conversations. Genome editing rewrites the code of life itself, and artificial intelligence poses new questions about our very nature. The threads of history continue to weave our present. The story now turns to whether these tangled, powerful forces can be steered toward a shared, livable future.